Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome back to the farm. Feels a little bit like Ground Hog Day today, having to get out and do a little bit of prep work on the sidewalks and the parking lot for customers to come through today. We got another light dusting of snow last night. The forecast was calling for about 1 to 3 inches, but it's mostly already melted on parts of the surfaces from where it felt last night that was clean. So that's a nice thing as well. Plus, we have plenty of sunshine today. Hopefully, folks will get out and about and move around, continue to move around safely as the snow starts to melt. I think we might be done. We have some continued sun coming our way. The high temperatures today and tomorrow and into the early part of next week should hopefully start getting us a little bit of this snow melt and runoff also too, which means it's time for all of that grimy mud and dirty snow to start showing up. But we will be as prepared for it as we can, and just encouraging everybody to use caution as they are entering and exiting the farm today and kind of in the coming days as well. It's time to get the dogs to breakfast before the day gets a little busy. Everybody else has already been fed. Snow is always the first one up and waiting to get his food. You want some food? You want some food, Snowy? Here we go. Come on, Bubba. Here's your breakfast. And of course, not too far behind as always are these two. Come on, Trent. Here we go. Bella likes to investigate everybody's bowl to make sure they're not getting something better than she is. Sometimes Bella gets a special treat, but she's so greedy she will abandon her bowl to go and check out somebody else's food instead of focusing on what's already been given to her. Bella, right here. Eat your food. Yeah, it's just regular dog food today. Nothing special. Sorry about your luck. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We have one more sleep before Dragan comes back to the farm. Just talked to him and he is turning in for the night where he is and preparing for an early morning flight. So we'll be off to the airport to pick him up tomorrow afternoon. So we are super excited to have him back home, back here on the farm. And kind of in preparation for his return, I wanted to knock out a few of the slightly major, at least this time of year, farm chores that we have. Reloading the feed. We had just enough left to fill our trough up one more time while he was still away. And also I wanted to get out and fix the parking lot a little bit from one of our regular customers who drives a very large delivery truck. Came by the other day to get some eggs, and with the melting of the snow, that parking lot is just kind of getting a little bit muddy until we can get it properly fixed the way that we plan to. So I wanted to at least go back through and cover up some of those tire tracks so water isn't sitting and people aren't potentially getting stuck in that mud. Hopefully my little temporary fix helps, especially as we are going to be experiencing some continued very cold temperature. We have one night next week that's going to be forecast down to 7 degrees. So definitely will be nice to have Dragan back home to have that extra body heat lying next to me at night. One thing I've been wanting to do a little update on was walking down to check out the creek and see how the water flow is now that the water is starting to run off. Taking in the last few moments of the snow-covered orchard here. This is Champion's Orchard. It's the official name of our orchard here. So named for our friend Cheryl and her family, that we were able to get this orchard in thanks to her generous donation. So this is Champion's Orchard in honor of her and her family. But let's take a walk on down and see exactly how the creek is looking, if the water is starting to flow. You can see kind of on the outskirts of the orchard here and around the house too, how the grass is starting to be visible once again. Still a very thick blanket of ice down here, as nothing has really been down in this area. Pushing down in with my boot, still a little bit of a workout in this space to get down to the bottom of the creek. But we get to also enjoy the tail end of this sunset on the way down. So I'm going to save my heavy breathing as I crunch through this snow. Maybe give you guys just a little bit of music as we walk on down. We've made it down. Water is looking like it's slightly flowing, probably a little bit hard to see, but at least you can kind of see the cutout, especially with the reflection of that sunset and in between those snow-covered banks on either side of the creek. I think it's always such a very beautiful sight to see water flowing between snow. And it's looking like the water level has risen quite a bit. So we're definitely happy that we got this snow. As you can see, farmers always have rain on the brain, hoping and praying for it. But this is the frozen kind. If you recall from the beginning of last year, this is all space down here at the base of the orchard that we had cleared all the sticky brush and everything kind of from this portion onward, as we're just trying to reclaim use of the bank here. Still quite a bit of sticky bushes that are grabbing me right now as I'm walking through. Also know that watching my step, because I believe that there are probably still some logs that are buried through here, as the blanket of snow is probably still a good 1.5 feet thick, at least, in this undisturbed portion of the farm back here. But we'll get a little bit closer to the edge of the creek just to take in a little more of the water flow and the last little bit of the sunset for today before we head on in. Happy Thursday, everybody. It is a very happy day here on the farm because Dragan is coming home today. It is just about noon right now. I am getting ready to close out. The last few customers are leaving for the day because I have to drive a couple of hours to the airport to pick them up. But we were open this morning, got everything set up, and we are just excited to have our main guy back with us on the farm. So gonna go ahead and close out the store here today, turn off all the lights and everything, and get ready to make our way to the airport. Since we're still dealing with some super cold days today and also for the coming days, this morning I gave the egg layers a couple of bales of straw just to keep them a little busy since they're still having a hard time being able to forage for things and go around picking bugs and stuff that keeps them stimulated because of all the snow that's still on the ground. Throwing a couple of those straw bales out there gives them an opportunity to do something without feeling too bored and wanting to fly over the fence and try to find something to get into. So hopefully that works and that keeps them preoccupied today. I have seen a couple of the guineas that are flying out and about, but that's to be expected. I know that they are starting to get a little stir crazy because of the location of the coop. It doesn't get as much sunlight for some of that snow melt to happen a little bit sooner, but those straw bales, I'm sure, are a welcome addition. Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it to the end of the week, and yes, Dragan has made it home. He got back in yesterday, and he has been trying to catch up on a little bit of rest ever since from his travels. So he is inside right now. He came out, he did morning chores today, let me sleep in, thank you, Dragan. And he did afternoon chores too as well. And he and I a little bit ago just finished sorting all the eggs that we collected from today and over the past couple of days, expecting a busy weekend here on the farm as we have more snow in our forecast for this coming Sunday. So I want to make sure that we had everything sorted, packaged up. I just finished labeling up the last few dozen of eggs that still needed to be labeled, and we hope that we are now stocked up on that stuff for the weekend. In addition to that, our local baker dropped off some of her delicious baked goods too as well. Hope's Baking Shack. So we have some amazingly delicious lemon blueberry breads here that are frosted. She also has some of her pound cakes, banana walnut bread, some of her brown sugar cinnamon strudel. You can see that condensation means these guys are still nice and warm. People have already been stopping by earlier today, grabbing these in anticipation of being hunkered down. And being inside the house sometimes makes you have a little bit of a sweet tooth. I think just yesterday I was loading this reach-in freezer with some more strips, some nice ribeyes, some beautiful fillets, some Denver steaks, and some other really delicious cuts of local beef. Our community partners have also been by restocking some of their shelves, especially after the holiday rush with everything that has been picked up and gifted to people. So we are now happy to officially have changed seasons on a lot of our displays with some new homeopathic items here, all natural things, some amazing smelling, all organic candles as well. And this time of year, it is still the perfect time for folks to come by and grab a long sleeve Gardening Gays shirt or one of our hoodies too as well, that I'm sure I will be sporting myself tomorrow and for the next few days as we are heading down into some single digit nights coming up next week. This brings us to the end of our video for this week. I want to give a special thank you to everybody out there who checked in on me this week. Our local tribe here in King George who sent texts, phone calls, or simply stopped by the farm just to make sure that I was okay while Dragan was out of town, and making sure that if I needed anything, they knew that they were just a single phone call away. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and you guys all know who you are, and you have a special place in my heart. So thank you so much. We hope to get Dragan some more rest in the coming days and get him back out here with everybody so that you guys can see him once again out on the farm doing what he loves and staying warm, as we are going to be super chilly next week. My final task of the evening is to go out and give the dogs their dinner because I'm sure that they are ready to eat. I'll bring you guys along with me for that. And in closing, if you happen to be driving through Virginia, coming down US 301, and traveling through King George County, make sure you stop right here and see us at the farm. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you again real soon.